Hey everyone, welcome back to more political chatter. Today we are going to be doing a 2022 governors, all the governor predictions for 2022. So we have 36 seats up for grabs. Only 14 states do not have governor's elections in 2022 during the midterms. So we have a lot of races to go through, and let's get right into it. So first of all, Joe Biden's unpopularity is going to give the Republicans a huge boost. You've seen how unpopular he is because of inflation, gas prices, all of that, mostly just economic stuff, the economy. So that will hit the Democrats hard in this midterm season. And let's get into this prediction. So going to California, I think that's going to be safe. Gavin Newsom is running for re-election here. He won by a safe margin in the recall election. He did even slightly better than his first election in 2018. So I will definitely give this a safe margin win for him. I definitely see him winning here. Of course, Hawaii will be safe. Going to Oregon, this one will be likely. However, it is a very Democratic state. There really isn't much of a chance to it going to the Republican. It's going to be pretty close to being safe. Going to the state of Ohio, I definitely, what am I saying, Ohio? I mean Illinois, sorry. Going to the state of Illinois, I do think that this will go to J.B. Pritzker by a likely margin. He is not the most popular governor here, but there are just so many Democrats in Illinois that the Republican cannot possibly win. In Maryland, that would have been safe red if Larry Hogan can run for another term. However, he cannot, so that will be a safe blue state. Going to New York, Kathy Hochul. Question myself how to pronounce it. I mean, she'll hang on. Some are speculating. Some used to speculate that Andrew Cuomo might run as an independent. That speculation has mostly gone away. This will be a blue state for Hochul at the end of the day. The Republicans just do not have much of a chance here. This was thought to be a somewhat competitive race because of the speculation of Cuomo's candidacy, but she will hang on just fine. Plus, there is a somewhat powerful libertarian candidate, Larry Sharpe, who is running for governor, and that will affect the Republicans, if that even means anything in the general election. They do have the Forward Party's endorsement, though, so yeah. Going to Massachusetts, Mara Healey, I would just say Miss Healey. This would have been a safe, like Maryland, this would have been a safe red state if Charlie Baker was running for another term, but he is not. He can, but he is not. He is the extremely popular Republican governor, and therefore Healey will be, she's the Democratic nominee, and she will win the state by a safe margin. Sorry if my mic cut out there for a second. I think it did. Going to Rhode Island, this one it won't quite be safe. That'll be a likely margin win. I mean, going to Connecticut, everyone says that it will go to Lamont. I do think it would go to Lamont. In my early predictions, I gave it to Bob Stefanowski. I live in Connecticut, so this race is really interesting to me. But, I mean, it's not going to Lamont by a likely margin at this point in time. Stefanowski ran a really good campaign in 2018, and he's going to do the same exact thing again. And he already is. He has commercials. I mean, Lamont commercials are kind of like, they're kind of like funny, He has, like, people being interviewed. And stuff, but it's like staged and it kind of makes you smile. Stefanowski is running a very serious campaign. He's saying that there's a lot of corruption in the Lamont administration. So Lamont will hold on, but a lot of people did not like his COVID policy, but at the end of the day, he did handle COVID very good. That's what voters will see. And there are a lot of Democrats in the state of Connecticut, and I really see him winning a second term as governor. Going up to safe Republican states. Let's do safe Republican states. Going to Alaska, that'll be safe Republican. Idaho will be safe Republican. Wyoming will be safe. In South Dakota, we have Kristi Noem, who only won by 3 points in 2018, but saying that this is a red wave year, I really see her winning by a safe margin. Nebraska will be safe. In Iowa, we have what's her name? Not Joni Ernst, that's the senator, but we have I can't think of her name. I'll come back to it. Oklahoma, I believe we have Kevin Stitt in the state of Oklahoma, or that might be Tennessee. Arkansas will be safe. We have Sarah Huckabee Sanders there. Tennessee will be safe. Alabama will be safe. We have Kay Ivey there. South Carolina will be safe. And going to Vermont and New Hampshire, these 2 states will definitely be safe. Probably, one of the most safest states in the country. And, that might be surprising if you just know a little bit about politics, and that Vermont is very much a safe blue state, and that New Hampshire only went by a tilt margin to Hillary. It's it's thought to be a competitive state, right? Well, it's going to be not competitive at all. In the state of Vermont, we have Phil Scott running for another term in the Senate, and or not in the Senate, for governor. He is extremely popular. Even though he's a Republican, he was elected, and he is so popular. In New Hampshire, we have a somewhat less popular person, but in his state he's still extremely popular, not necessarily very popular among the Republican Party, especially the Trumpian Party, this wing of the Republican Party, because he struck down redistricting maps that would gerrymander the state for the GOP. And anyway, so going to the state of Iowa, I'm sorry, I cannot remember her name, but she's so popular, and she will win by a safe margin. Going to the state of, alright, so we have all the safe states, okay? Just so you know. And we have a likely states for the Democratic Party, and we have 1 lean state. I don't know why I did Connecticut. Yeah, I really should have waited on that. So let's go to some likely states for the Republican Party. Going down to Florida, I think that this will be likely for Ron DeSantis. It's going to be very close to becoming safe. I really assure you here. Ron DeSantis is just so popular here. Charlie Crist or Nikki Fried, whoever is nominated, will not have a shot at the win. I really don't even know why they're running. They're just going to run a failed campaign. I guess they're running just to promote House candidates. Going to Texas, I think that this will be likely. Beto O'Rourke is running against him here. Greg Abbott, I really think will take some sort of a blow after the Uvalde school shooting, but he will hang on for Beto O'Rourke is not a very popular man, especially in the state of Texas. Going to the state of Colorado, I'm sorry, I forgot one state, safe state, and you're probably saying, like, what? Oh my god, you didn't fill this safe state in? That's the state of Colorado. I totally forgot about the state of Colorado. So here we have Jared Polis, the extremely popular Democratic governor. His record is amazing, and the huge majority of Coloradians, I don't know, do approve of Jared Polis's leadership as governor, and he will definitely win another term, and it will be a safe margin. Going to Ohio, sorry, I forgot to fill this one safe also. I think it will go to Mike DeWine by a safe margin. I was thinking likely, but thinking again, it probably will be safe for Mike DeWine, so I actually skipped another safe state. So this one will be safe for the Republican Party. Mike DeWine is very popular here, and I really see him winning another term. It's as simple as that. Going to the state of, I don't know which one to do. Let's go to the state of Georgia. I think that Brian Kemp will win another term as governor of Georgia, and he, he's going to win another term against Stacey Abrams because of the blue wave. We have to remember that the blue wave will hold, the red wave, the red wave will hold Democrats back. It's as simple as that, and that will hurt Stacey Abrams in Georgia, and it will boost Brian Kemp. Brian Kemp will win in the state of Georgia. Going to the state of Kansas, I think that the Republicans will carry this one by a lean margin. Here we have Laura Kelly, a somewhat popular governor, a Democratic governor. She was elected in 2018, but she only won in 2018 because of how radical her opponent was. If you remember, her opponent was very anti-immigration. That feared a lot of I don't know what they're called, citizens of Kansas, I'll just say. That feared a lot of them, and it really put the Republican Party off track. I don't know why they nominated them, saying that Kansas is a pretty moderate state when it comes down to it. But Laura Kelly, I mean, they're not going to nominate that same candidate, of course, because he is unelectable, as they've seen. Now they have proof. And they're going to nominate someone else really in Kansas. There are so many Republicans that's all you need. Republicans will win here by a lean margin. Going to New Mexico, I think that this race could narrow up, but I mean, Michelle Lujan is going to pull out with a win. Either way, I'll give it a lean margin. I'll come back to Nevada. 1 second, Nevada. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I mean, we have Steve Sisolak running for another term as the governor of Nevada, but in Arizona, in Arizona we have Kari Lake running on the Republican side versus some woman, I forget who it is. But, I mean, here I see the Democrats pulling out a very narrow win by a till margin. This one will be extremely competitive because Kari Lake is so far right. She's so radical, and it's going to hurt her so much. And, yeah, I really don't see her winning, especially because at a campaign event at her launch rally, she said, let's drain the McCain swamp. And last time a political candidate in the state of Arizona bashed John McCain, he lost the state, and that was Donald Trump. So that will not help her at all with her McCain politics, and that will damage her in the state of Arizona. Going to Minnesota, I see the incumbent holding on by a lean margin. There are just too many Democrats in the state of Minnesota, I feel, even in a red wave year, for it to go Republican. And then going to the state of Michigan, this one is very interesting, but I think it's going to go to Gretchen Whitmer by a likely margin, near safe. Because, if you remember, even James Craig, the Republican primary front runner, was taken off of the ballot, and a bunch of Michigan GOP primary candidates, so many were taken off the ballot due to election fraud. Yes, election fraud, and they claimed that Biden had committed election fraud. The Michigan GOP has been completely destroyed, dismayed after this. Michigan will become such a more blue state after this election. They just destroyed the Michigan GOP. Gretchen Whitmer will easily hang on. Going to Pennsylvania, I think that this will go to Josh Shapiro by a lean margin, slightly closer than Michigan. We have Doug Mastriano as the Republican candidate, who was in January 6th, strong supporter of Trump, says the election was stolen. He is such a radical candidate, and like Kari Lake, he is unelectable. It's as simple as that. Going to Wisconsin, I do think that Tony Evers will lose re-election very narrowly. I see this race going to the Republicans. Just in a red wave view, he doesn't have that kind of strength to win. He's not really different from any other establishment Democrats. Going to the state of Maine, this one will be very close, but I think that Janet Mills will hang on by a tilt margin as of right now. Paula Page is very popular, and this is a toss-up race right now. Again, he is very popular, but I mean, are we going to see him win? It's possible, but Janet Mills, with that incumbency factor, I think that she will have a very narrow edge. Janet Mills wins in the state of Maine. And our last state is the state of Nevada, and I see we have Steve Sisolak probably going against Joe Lombardo, the the Cook County chief of police here. And I mean, with Latinos falling out of the Democratic Party and going to the Republican Party so much, Joe Biden's approval rating among Latinos is 25%. That is terrible. That's a terrible showing, and because of that, I think that Joe Lombardo will win this election by a tilt margin. It will be a very narrow race. So that wraps up this video. The Republicans now have 28 governor seats. The Democrats have 22 governor seats. So thank you all for watching this video, and I hope to see you all next time.